Hello, 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 everyone! Welcome back to the KTaNE Spring 2021 recap. We're now in week 2, and today I'm here joined by Espic as we look through the match of Refusal Defusal versus Cloudburst. Espic, you and I are both on different teams. You're on Stay Crazy, Stay Cruel, and I'm on Negative Creativity, so obviously we couldn't commentate this match, but what did you think of the week?
I think it was really interesting. We definitely saw a lot of stuff that we didn't expect,
That's fair, yeah.
and definitely some people messing up.
Yeah, I think that's true on both sides. But Yaba Guy and I believe Grunkle may or may not help him out. They're going to be commentating our match, so stick around for that because that's going to be a lot of fun. But for now, we've got 3 bombs ahead of us in which we're going to watch these two teams duke it out. Refusal Defusal being the team consisting of Zeknix is one of them, I believe. Let me find the others.
The others would be Artemis. I think I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. And Slashman. Haven't
Nice.
seen the list in a while. It's like the one team I unfortunately haven't memorized.
Yeah, I don't really know much about them. And then on the other side, we've got Refusal Defusal, consisting of Zakiel being their diffuser, and Ashy and Cookie being their experts, with Tass as an alternate.
I'm sure you mean Cloudburst there.
Cloudburst, yeah. Cloudburst. Yeah, so without further ado, we can go through the lists of what we might be seeing on the bombs. And I know you have them in front of you, so why don't you take it away?
Yeah. So Refusal Diffusal has a lot of the more simpler modules, kind of like the older ones as well. We see a lot of Centurion and Praetoria era modules like Plumbing, Fast Math, the classic Forget Me Not, Simon States 2 bits, stuff like that. Cloudburst has decided to veto Ice Cream and Set, so we will not be seeing those on any of these bombs. Whereas Cloudburst kind of has a little bit more of variety in the modules, has stuff like Arscoacia identification, Lion Share, censorship, synesthesia, Yellow Cipher, and Simoe Maze. A large amount of variety and quite a bunch of easier and harder stuff. We will not be seeing Forget Them All and 7 Choose 4 as those were vetoed away by Refusal Defusal.
Yeah, and then for the staff picks this week, it was a pool of 5 modules. What each team got to veto away 1 out of the list of valves, skewed slots, digit string, color math, and character shift. So depending on which those teams vetoed, we'll be seeing a mix of those, 1 on each bomb.
And we will also be seeing one of those on the other mats, which was our mats.
Yeah, each bomb has 1 different staff pick, as well as depending on the layout of who got the quote-unquote advantage, you'll either be seeing 6 and 4, I'm sorry, it's 7 and 3, and then 7 and 3 on the other bomb, and then the final bomb is a mix of the two, 5 and 5 with 1 staff pick.
Mm-hmm. And also one thing is on Refusal Defusal, we will be seeing their boss pick, Forget Me Not. Cloudburst also had FTA, Forget Them All as a boss pick, but it was vetoed away, so we will not be seeing that on their end for their advantage bomb.
But it looks like we've got Refusal Defusal's bomb all ready to go. With that being said, Espic, are you ready?
Of course.
All right, let's do this.
And loaded.
We're going to be hearing audio from
No black page.
Refusal Defusal. Already figuring out there's not a black page.
Mm-hmm. As we see the Forget
4
Me Not,
batteries,
which
2
indicates that it
holders.
is Refusal Defusal's bomb.
Lit Bob.
The
Serial
other thing I'm
number
noticing
is
right
0,
away is the
7,
censorship.
3,
Something I
Golf,
would
Charlie,
probably prefer to
3.
read very early,
Um,
since it's
2
easier
port
to
plates,
get a
1 serial,
kind
1
of a pace on where you are
No
if you start
empty.
reading it as soon as you can.
Yeah. And it looks like that's what Cloudburst is doing, I believe.
Matt,
They're taking
start
a
with my
look
plumbing.
at the censorship. They're not really looking at edge work yet.
And then after that,
Mhm.
parentheses around AB. A double implies B, double implies
You're going
C.
to notice in
or
the
double arrow
corners of the
for both
screen,
of
you'll
those.
see the bomb HUD, which all teams were, of course,
Yep.
mandated to have on. It'll show you the solve
Jenny,
count, the strike count,
your
and
book.
the timer.
Ready? We're
Mhm.
starting at 60.
Okay.
Delta, Charlie, Uniform,
Espic,
Quebec,
I know you've done a
Oscar,
lot with censorship
Delta,
recently. What do you think is like
Alpha,
the best sort of
X-ray,
strategy
November,
for reading out a censorship?
November,
What are you looking
Romeo,
for?
Papa, November,
Well,
Whiskey,
we don't really have a
Delta,
strategy.
India,
We just
X-ray,
start from a
Mike,
point and then read to another
Sierra,
point.
November,
It's really the best you can
November,
do. Probably you should
X-ray,
hope for
Oscar, Papa,
the
November,
two of the same
Sierra,
letter
That's
appearing
Charlie.
twice in a row.
That's good.
That's good. Okay.
I believe your
Um,
plumbing is
and-
blue to blue.
Blue to blue.
Sorry.
Forget Me Not Stage 1 is a 0. Forget Me Not Stage 1 is a 0.
There's the FMN raid. Again, that
I didn't
one is
realize
gonna
that was not read out yet. That
Yeah.
could have been really bad if they missed that.
Yeah. Keep in mind that's going to update on every single module solved, as teams are going to have to write that down. And remember it for later.
Actually got a comment on my video when I saw the Praetorian. It's like, what does stage X is an X mean? And I had to explain it.
Yeah. A lot of people aren't really used to the idea of boss modules before they
Danny,
first
I'm
see
also
them,
gonna
but
read
I
you
think they're a
digit
lot of
string
fun.
for when you're done,
Mhm.
or if you want to.
Digit string being the
Ready?
staff
Give me
pick
digit
on this
string, yeah.
module.
644-310-69.
Is it just
And
me or the
fast math
arrows
is
on
Charlie
Cloudburst
Zulu.
BVD smaller than the ones on Refusal Defusals?
No, they are.
Ash,
Huh.
Boolean Ven.
Okay.
A reminder on how
A
scoring
comma
works.
B comma C comma ABC.
A quick reminder on how scoring works. It's the team
Stage
who will
2
either
is a
solve their
4,
bomb the
stage 2
fastest,
is a 4.
or if neither team solves
I
their
don't-
bomb, whoever has more modules
Matt,
finished.
Polyhedral maze.
They currently both have one
It's
solve right
really
now
long,
out
obtuse
of 11,
triangles.
and
I am at
just over 12
29.
minutes left.
I need to get to 5.
Their percentage in the top right corner, if you don't know, is kind of like a rough estimate
5.
about how
Um,
much
I'm also going to read the basic
progress
Morse
they've
really
done in
quickly.
comparison
Okay.
to the bomb,
1 0
and
plus
kind
1
of gives
0.
a good idea on what
2
pace they're
plus
on
0.
if we assume that it takes the same amount of time to solve
0,
each module.
0,
There's a
1
censorship
plus
solve. That one can
1,
take a
1,
long
0.
time if you get unlucky
3
with your
1
read.
plus 2
Mhm.
4. 2 plus 4.
Both
It's like they're
teams-
both looking
5,
at basic Morse right
plus
now.
2 3.
You have to get multiple numbers in several
1
different
0
bases
plus 1
and
3.
use those numbers to create
0,
a word
4
that you
plus
submit
6,
using that
5.
keypad down there.
That is it.
Yeah, I know.
Alright.
It's definitely an interesting mod because there are different ways you can read it out, which I really do appreciate the fact that we're getting to hear the audio because I love hearing all the different ways that
My
teams
plumbing
will
was
get
blue to
to
blue, right, Matt?
read out
I believe
and
so.
figure out what's the best way to solve this. So you know, some teams will read it one
Okay,
way, others
that's
will read another way.
All right, Ash, get to. Yeah, I get to 46.
Looks like Cloudburst is attacking Varicolored, which is a interactive mod,
46?
and they currently do have the
Yeah.
lead on solve count, being
for
3
polyhedral.
to 1 solve.
Okay.
Very
Alright,
colored. being,
Go left to
the only
45.
colored squares. Actually, I'm wrong. I was going to say the
Yes.
only colored squares that
Left
was not made by
to
Teamweave, but I
17.
think the original colored squares
Yep.
was someone else's
Right
idea.
to 15.
In fact, Zeknix,
Mhm.
the diffuser
Right to
for
41.
refusal diffusal, made the idea
Right to
for
39,
varicolored squares,
right
along
to
with
5.
Boolean Venn diagram and ice cream, and a lot of other modules on their
Okay.
list.
Stage 3 is a 4. Stage 3 is a 4.
There's a second solve there.
Stage
We're
4
now
is
tied,
a 2.
but then
Stage
again-
4 is 2.
Cloudburst is working on an interactive at the present moment, so we'll see if
Okay.
they can pull ahead again.
Censorship
Varicolored can be a
echo?
little bit of a heartbreaker if you don't get it right, because it can just flip back and forth, and you can never,
Stage 4 is 2.
change things around.
Stage 5 is 2.
I mean, at that point, you
Stage
just saw
5
it there
is
in
2 as
Cloudburst.
well.
You saw that they pressed the color, but it changed, or you pressed the square, but it changed to a different color, which trips up so many people. And I've heard that Zeknix has gotten loads of false bug
5
reports
minutes, 30
because of
seconds
this.
remaining.
Yeah.
But what you do is, essentially, you look at the table of the
Remaining
new
modules are
color,
Simone,
but you
vertical
are
squares
allowed to
and
press the same
perpendicular.
color that's flashing, but not the color that you previously pressed.
Yeah, so it can
Which
be a little
is-
bit of a
Okay, fast math,
confusing
ready?
read, but once you get that
Matt,
rule
are you
down,
good
you
for a minute?
basically have the module.
Mm-hmm.
2-1.
Fast math, here we go.
Papa Delta.
0-0, 50. No, 0-0. Oh, piss.
Kilo Zulu.
That was correct.
I'm not too sure what that was over there.
Kilo Zulu. 7-7.
Ooh, that was close.
Charlie.
4-3.
Ding ding.
That is done. Danny, you are
Very
scaring
close
me.
on that fast
Your
math.
digit string.
They had 2
Oh,
moments
Cloudburst-
there where I
six
kind
is
of didn't know
seven.
what was going on.
6 is 7.
Cloudburst now looking at Saimoe Maze, and the real hard part about this is giving out those symbols that represent, I believe, different characters, I want to say. Regardless, but they are also put in the positions of a big maze, and Control F does not work in there, so you have to like go through the entire maze in the manual just to find something that's
Lookup
even
tables
close.
don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like right now we're seeing a bit of a lead on Refusal Defusal side. Currently 5 solves to 3 solves, but it looks like Cloudburst is getting in
7
their
minutes, 50
polyhedral.
seconds remaining, 0 strikes.
Interesting, Cloudburst is calling out the time remaining on the bomb.
Mm-hmm. I
Right.
mean, usually I would do that if it was like later in the bomb. Doesn't seem like much of a need right now, but that could be how their strategy
Oh.
works, and how
No, that is.
I would
right.
probably
Heck.
use that to,
Okay, I'll come back to that one.
I guess, make my experts more comfortable.
Yeah, kind of make sure that they know we're on pace, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's
There's a
interesting
reset
because
on
we're both...
Polyhedral Maze there, if you saw that. I'm not too sure if they got lost or something.
Yeah, I think they did.
Oh, wait a second. It's fine.
It's interesting because you're hearing this from 2 diffusers' perspectives, while Yaba is usually an expert.
Okay.
So you're getting to hear the people behind the bomb, in a sense.
And somehow we've survived, I don't know how many explosions.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We must be made of out of adamantium or something. There's a final solve on Polyhedral. Took them a little bit, but they ended up getting there without a strike, so that's always good.
Mhm.
Digit string is 0.
And-
Perfect.
Ooh, there's a
Stage 7
strike
is a
on
4,
Cloudburst's
stage
side.
7 is a 4.
On fast
Oh, I
math.
Danny,
did not
Simone.
catch that.
I think it's called a trefoil.
Yeah,
It's
probably
kind of like a spade.
your offset is
or
wrong
like a club look.
if you get strike on fast math, because the table part isn't that hard.
Club look? Okay. Is that the white image or the black image?
That is the white image. I think it's called
Basic
a
more
trefoil,
solve?
but I'm not 100% positive on that.
I actually did not know that the
It's like
text
3
shrunk
like little
the
pieces
more
that are
letters
leaves, and they're like tied together in the
inputted.
center.
It's kind of
and
like
the black
ternary
image
converter in
is
some way,
2
except
gears.
the text is actually way more readable than that.
Yeah. And it looks like they figured out their fast
Like-
math offset
like
because
touching each
we're
other?
not striking anymore.
Yes.
Or
There's a
Okay.
smaller
There's
one,
a solve.
top right, and the bigger
Very
one
quick
is bottom left.
3-stage fast math versus
Okay.
the 5-stage
Got the
fast
cues.
math and diffusal.
That's just coming down to luck, unfortunately. While we do try
Sorry,
our
the
best
flower,
to
it
ensure
has, like-
RNG remains
does it have
the same, when it
petals or
comes to
something?
certain mods, there are certain things that can mess it up. Like, for example, the number of stages
It's like,
is
there's
randomly
3 pieces
generated
that are
every
part
single
of it,
time
and
when you
it's
do a
like
fast
tied
math.
together in the center. The top
Mhm.
has like
But we do
so
thorough
you can
testing
see
to ensure
3
that it
that are
doesn't
bigger,
really
and
cause
on
too
the
much of
bottom
an
it's
effect.
3 like
And that's
smaller
why
pieces.
we have ban lists.
The outside ones are curved.
A good example of this is Only Connect.
Kind
It was
of
allowed
look like
last
a
season.
tadpole.
The first part is always the same,
That's
but
not
the
gonna help
second
you much.
stage with the mini connecting wall is different every time depending on when you press the button. And certain connecting walls can be really easy, and others can
are
be
there
really
any other
hard.
modules?
Varicolored squares.
And we've got Pattern Cube
Yeah,
that
let's
was
do that.
read
That
out
one's really
on
fast.
Cloudburst's
Magenta
side.
flashing, yellow, magenta,
Cloudburst
red,
still working on that varicolored. Hasn't
Magenta
done it
flashing,
yet,
yellow,
but we're now
magenta,
tied up
red,
at
blue.
solves.
blue. Yes.
You know, I
Green.
think they just stopped after that color switch rule.
Green
Yeah, they're probably
flashing,
gonna have to
green,
come back
red,
to it again.
yellow.
There's a solve, and they're now ahead. But keep an eye on that timer.
Red.
Because of the strike, Cloudburst timer
Red
is
flashing,
ticking away
red,
faster than
blue.
Refusal Defusals is. So we'll
Yellow.
see.
It's one strike would be
Yellow
25%
flashing,
faster.
yellow, blue.
Looks
Red.
like Cloudburst
Which-
managed to
No.
figure out their varicolored.
A green.
Yeah, a lot of people are not
Green
confident
flashing,
with the color
blue,
swap
magenta.
rule. So they will wait, and looks like they
A
don't
red.
have much else to do on this
No.
bomb, so it's better to just do it now.
Yeah, I believe the last 3
magenta?
remaining mods for them are varicolored, and now the last they've
Stage
got
8 is a
Simoe,
9. Stage 8 is a
Pattern,
9.
and Forget Me Not, and that's it.
Actually,
give me-
Refusal
Ash,
Defusal has the exact
give me
same
something.
unsolved modules, except you
What's
add
your name?
Jason
I have-
Morse.
Merciful.
Not anymore. That's correct.
MERC.
We saw earlier.
IFUL.
Basic Morse can be a little bit forgiving because if you
Stage
don't
9
get a
is
word, you
9.
know it's not
Stage 9
correct.
is a 9.
It's kind of like the colored ciphers in some way.
Yeah.
Do I need to do something?
You're gonna do pattern cube, Matt.
Okay, give it to me.
3 tall by 4 across. 0,
So how would you
1,
describe
0,
those
0.
symbols on Simoe
1,
Maze?
1, 1, 1.
Well,
Zero,
the one up
0, 0,
top
1.
is,
The
I believe
leftmost
it's
one
what's
is
called
fast
a
forward,
fleur-de-lis,
pointing
and then
left.
I would say 2
Right
gears,
next to fast forward, so
facing
one
top
right,
right, probably.
is crown.
The top
Our other
symbol reminds
shapes
me
are
of like a
split circle,
Cub Scout
L,
symbol.
snowman,
Yeah, the
Patreon.
fleur-de-lis. It is a French symbol
3
that is
minutes
kind
remaining.
of
0 seconds.
representing. It's something. It's a French symbol that represents something that I can't remember.
Back to
Oh,
the white
Biblos?
image. Is it a circle,
I think so.
and then it kind of goes into the middle
It's
as
like
a
the rank
triangle?
right before Boy
No.
Scouts.
Yeah,
No, okay.
that's a pattern cube
It's
solve,
not a flower.
and it looks like they're going for a Simoe May solve.
I
Early,
wanna say it's
it
called, like,
was
trefoil or
interesting
something
how
like that.
Refusal Defusal read out
I don't know
their
what that means, so I'm sorry that doesn't help.
pattern cube, because if you'll notice, they read out it in binary in a sense instead of
Honestly,
say
like, the
calling
overall
out like
shape
Alpha 2,
looks
Bravo
most like
1,
a
2
clock.
like most people do.
But it is
I
not
wonder if
a
that's
clock.
just something that's developed over time.
Like the
I
clubs
mean,
on
there
card.
are several methods that people use for modules that seem out of the ordinary. A good example of that, when I learned, is Berniel's
Does it have
video
anything
of the
inside
Centurion.
Of the
Kind of used
club?
for hexamaze, read out
Like,
in
that
like
is
a
the
grid
shape.
positions.
It's just the
No.
shape.
It's got like little
kind of
lines
like
because
using
it's
a
technically
Y
like
and
3
X
parts that are bundled
axis.
together.
Less than 1 minute now on Cloudburst
But-
timer.
I don't know how it's described.
Some ways,
different.
Simoe maze is like blind
Sorry.
maze, except you have to press the submit
Time check.
button instead of
1 minute.
Simoe
45
may solve.
seconds
get out of the
remaining.
map.
Can they
There
get
it
the
is, they
FMN
have-
in the last 30 seconds? Oh, the double strike.
Ooh. Probably a
That's probably a bomb
Missed.
killer. Oh,
Pattern cube.
no.
Yep.
Oh, oh my god.
Crown is facing down.
Whoa. That FMN solve at the
Okay.
end scared me. They got
Above that
3
is
strikes on that
circle
FMN.
hollow side up.
probably just YOLO'd
Okay.
it or something.
Yeah.
Next
That,
is
that was
Patreon with
impressive,
dot
but
on
they
the
only have
left.
6 seconds
That's
left.
next to crown.
Well,
Yes.
Cloudburst, while Refusal
on the
Defusal
left.
has an entire
Okay.
minute. Just
Small
about,
circle is
'cause
on
they gotta
top,
solve their bomb
next to
before
that.
6 seconds hits.
Okay.
and L is corner top left.
That is correct. Stage 10 is a 9. Stage 10 is a 9. 50
I
seconds.
mean, I didn't see how long the path on Simoe maze is, but hopefully Zeknix
Sorry, I'm
can
not
click
gonna be able to
fast.
get this in time.
Never
Ooh,
mind.
Never mind. It looks like this first bomb, unless a miracle happens, is gonna go to Cloudburst.
I don't know if they have enough time to click everything at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think
keep
this bomb's
trying,
going to
maybe.
Cloudburst.
Ashley, let me give it to me too.
Trefoil and 2 gears. The white image is trefoil. The black image is 2 gears.
There's unfortunately, I don't
We
think
have
enough
18
time
seconds.
anymore. They've got to click through all the buttons, not
15.
to mention about 10 different FMN stages.
that's-
There's just not enough time.
10.
Yeah, I don't even think task can do this. Like an actual task, not
5,
tasking. Excuse me.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's time.
Have 9
I'll
solves,
put
which is still pretty good.
It's a respectable solve, but
I'm
unfortunately,
kind of with
Cloudburst
Danny
did
here.
get
There's
ahead
nothing
there.
that really looks like a trefoil.
Do I not know what a trefoil is then?
So they did, they're, discussing. But
I love Cypher.
now we are going to pause it and just kind of do a little recap, So, I mean, what did you think of how that first bomb went?
I think it went pretty expectant.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't seem too out of the ordinary. Nothing really stood out.
I think
Other than the
FMN Diffusal.
FMN run at the end of Cloudburst.
That definitely stood out. I gotta say, I was impressed that it seemed like Cloudburst kind of kept it together, even though they were striking left and right. They had like a fairly early strike that didn't seem to affect them too much.
What was that on again? I'm sorry.
Fast Math was their first
Ah,
strike.
that's right.
Yeah. I believe it was around when they had about 4 modules solved.
Yeah, sometimes some easier modules can trip you up.
Yeah, I know it definitely happened to me in my EFM week. I know I accidentally I knew the correct answer, but I clicked the wrong button. That happens a lot.
It's worse when you strike on a hard module because you entered it wrong.
Yeah, because then you don't know if because like at first you're like, hang on, did I enter that wrong? Did I get the wrong answer? But yeah, so the next bomb we're going to be seeing is Cloudburst's Advantage Bomb. Normally we would be seeing Forget Them All as that was their boss pick, but that was vetoed away by Refusal Defusal, so we're not going to be seeing that. We're just going to be seeing 7 of their mods, 3 of Refusal's mods, and 1 staff pick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm ready. Are you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get going, shall we?
Yellow Cipher. Sin, Black
Or is the
Page,
next
3D Tunnels, Zoni. The black page starts with a whole note that's tied. Yellow Cipher, Pattern Cube.
Espic, you made Black Page.
One in
you
one.
made Black Page. There
Lit
is a
CLR.
There's like a trick that you came up
I
with
have
to
a
make it
plate
a little bit easier
serial,
to solve. Do you want to tell us a little bit
Plate
about that?
RCA, and Plate RJ
Yeah, I
PS2.
mean, it's not a trick I invented.
Zero,
That's just the trick
Sierra
of music.
7,
You just
Echo
count,
Echo 3,
the
Yellow
messages
Cipher,
in Black
Ashy.
Page, which what you do is you
Alpha
there's a
Delta,
song
Yankee
in the
India,
manual,
Charlie
and there's
Golf,
the module will pick a message to
1513,
start at and a message that it ends at.
8574.
And the rhythms in
6417,
the song are very, very
Washroom,
complex.
8525.
But
Sorry,
every single measure is 4 seconds
25,
long. So if you know where you're
18.
starting and just count the
Pattern
number of
cube
seconds that passed,
Yes.
you can
I have Alpha 3 and 4.
determine where it
Bravo
ends
1
without
through
knowing
3,
music, as long
and
as you
Charlie
can
3.
see the very
Charlie
first
3 in
measure
red.
that's on the module as
Alpha
an
4
image,
is the bust
right
face
as soon as the
head
lights
down.
turn on, which it'll go away after
I
a
also
couple
have
seconds,
crown,
so be quick to see
Ring,
that.
Spoon,
Slots being the staff pick.
Diamond Line, and Fast Forward
Kinda
in
rambled
red.
there a bit.
No boss.
Also, I was going to say,
Is it
Zach
first or second
decided
on Black
to
Page?
read out all the
I'm not
modules that are on the bomb
sure.
before the lights even
Second
turned
half.
on.
Starting
Strategy that I
24.
used
Okay.
last season and still using this season.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice because it prepares your experts for what they should expect, what manuals they might want to open before they even are read the module.
Bless you, Ashy. Zach's looking for a line now on 3D tunnels. Sometimes it can be... Sometimes you can get really unlucky with your symbol positions, and you can just not have anything. And you need to find, like, a very precise path in order to, you know, find multiple symbols in a row.
Oh man, that is... I'm just looking at that right now. That is not a very fun not a very fun experience with 3D tunnels, given that you start from the center to look for symbols.
Yeah, I
like
usually like to start
nothing.
on one symbol and then, you know, move around to find another.
Yeah, I don't understand your method. You kind of go left, down, left, down.
Yeah, because that way, because if you do a repeated amount of directions, it will always result in the same thing. It will always lead you back. Interesting that Zach had a line there, and he's moving away from it now.
Maybe he didn't realize. Anyway, we see Yellow Cipher probably just finished being read from Diffusal. I don't know. I've heard that Yellow Cipher didn't get changed drastically
Of course.
when Sean decided to
Scoot
update all
slots.
of the colored
Yes.
ciphers.
438.
Yeah, I think it was the one that got changed the least.
This.
Well, I don't
3D
think
tunnel's
Violet
giving
got
cancer.
changed at all. So
Zach going over the
Z-
very long solo that's synesthesia.
and synesthesia is knowing it. You don't need to have perfect pits or know about pits relevance, but it really helps in this module. Because otherwise you need to time when those pitches are for each of the squares, and then how high or low it is.
Yeah, because specifically each of the colors is going to have a red value, a green value, and a blue value represented with none, a lower pitch, or a higher pitch. And you can actually kind of test it out, as you can hear Zach doing by clicking on the different colors on the side.
So see, refusal to defuse just solved 2 bits, which some people are still scared of that solve sound to this day.
8-2-0.
Yes.
Okay. 8
Despite it being
2,
one of the
0.
first modules.
Yes, thank you.
It's currently 2-1.
Damn. A lot of this is interactive. Symbolic password.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, I agree. There's a lot of interactive.
Question: Trident Alien 3. November XI
Symbolic
paragraph.
password isn't inherently. Oh, there's a strike on skewed slots.
Skewed slots is
refusal to defuse.
really notorious for ending a lot of Centurion
work
runs
2
because
bits.
of how unforgiving it is.
Okay, is...
Yeah, it is.
K's
It took me a while to
paragraph
master it. It was like
Trident
one of the
question
modules
mark
when I would do
Alien
a
3
Centurion
November.
run or
Yes, thank
EFN.
you.
I would
That's
strike
2.
on it a lot.
Button sequences.
But yeah, a lot of interactives. Like
Papa
symbolic
square.
password, not inherently an interactive, but people do it so fast that
No.
it might as well
Blue
be.
Papa circle.
Skip.
Then you have stuff like button sequences, which
Yeah.
is a very
Yellow
long
delta
interactive.
hex.
3D tunnels, which can take a while, and
Tap.
2 bits.
Red Papa
It
square.
looks like Ashy's got the yellow cipher work,
Tap.
and will probably
hotel
also
square.
be doing. No, Cookie does pattern for that.
Skip.
White Hotel circle.
Refusal to
Tap.
Refusal looking at zoning. Very
White Alpha
Smudgel
square.
is made much easier if you can actually tell what letters
Tap.
those are.
Yellow
at the bottom.
Alpha square.
There are some letters that
Yeah.
look similar
Papa
to
hex,
their
check
Latin
plumbing,
letter
Ashy.
equivalent.
I have
And
blue to red.
a lot of the
right now.
vowels are easy to identify. They're kind of like perfect circles
Red Papa Hex is
or
tap.
very easy shapes to identify. It's considered
Blue Papa
probably
hex.
2 vowels as the 3rd and 4th positions
Tap.
in
Blue
that
delta
word
circle.
on the bottom there. Usually
Skip.
it has
Blue
3
delta
tiny
square.
dots in a circle in some formation.
Skip.
Yes, thank you.
And Converse takes the lead.
I need to work on Black Page. I have a 3D tunnels for you that's really bad. Because
Okay,
I
what is
can't
it?
find anything.
I feel really bad for Zach.
I have up
considering
2
he
to I
had a line
and down 2
and
to
just
lock.
Lost it.
You want me to try to find something else?
He had a
We'll
line
see
and
if that
just
gets me
lost
enough.
it,
Give me
and
a second.
it makes me feel bad, man.
That's an up and down, so I don't think it does.
Looks like Refusal
it's
might
blue
be
to
doing
red.
a little bit of a reread
Great.
on
Blue
yellow,
to red.
unless if they
You're
didn't
good.
read everything at the start.
Yes, thank you. Yellow cipher.
That would mean they didn't get the.
Static. STATIC.
That sounds like a word to me.
Static. Yes, thank you, Zoni.
Okay.
Interesting that
Plant.
Refusal hasn't touched synesthesia at all. That could bite them really
3-2-0.
badly later if they don't touch it at least soon.
Quote.
I don't blame them.
Quest,
Synesthesia
quest,
is very
quest.
intimidating. If you don't know
Okay,
what you're
quest.
doing, you could be
220.
spending loads of time on it. So
Jesus.
it would be nice to get it out early,
Yeah,
even
radio.
though you don't want to.
Sounds like Zach has
110.
learned the alphabet for Zoni as he's just reading
Yes,
out
thank
words.
you. I have
2
very
bits.
much of my stuff to do. 2 bits.
That does give enough information for tunnels, by the way.
2 bits
Looks like
Echo
Cookie's able to
Charlie
figure out
3.
tunnels anyway, which is good.
is 9-6.
Bravo Echo query.
Is 1-2.
Kilo Echo query.
Refusal Defusal is starting
Is-
button sequence now, which
7-3.
last week and a lot of runs we did in League
Zoo-
have known to be having
Blue
loads of
Echo
holes.
submit.
Yes.
Click, click,
Really
click.
fun.
Tunnels.
Where do we need to go?
I need to go to shield.
Top burst down up to 7 solves with that 2 bits.
Shield is left, left, submit.
And Refusal
Yes, I
Defusal
need the
looking
4
up their-
corners
looking like they're
anime.
finishing symbolic password.
Left, left,
Again, made by
down,
Zach Nix.
submit.
And button
Yes, I
sequence
need
is
the
also made by Zach
teardrop.
Nix.
Up, right, submit.
And
Wonder how much advantage
Yes, thank you. Pattern
that
cube.
gives them their team for
Pattern
having
cube,
module
crown
creators.
down at
on the
alpha
same
3.
team.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Ring
Pocket
left
Planes
at
and Natures
Bravo
are
3.
on negative creativity's bombs.
Spoon top left
mean,
at
I
Bravo
can't say
2.
that for sure because I am really
No.
slow at 100 levels of defusal
Oh,
and
there's a
very
strike.
see
You're
strike
good.
from
We
pattern.
work, it all
I'm
works
trying
in.
Strike on pattern cube from Cloudburst. Too many words in that sentence.
He's giving Cookie a little bit of time so he can work on synesthesia, it looks like.
How would you do synesthesia in voice if you don't know the pitches?
Probably
If you didn't try to.
the best
if you
thing
didn't try
would
to,
be,
like
write it down, you know, the way that a lot of EFM words will do it would be like 012, 210, etc. That's all I can think of. Otherwise, it's basically impossible to do.
Unless if you have learned the pitches, but even then, and
I would say, if anything, it would be useful to have the expert there just to write it down, because you have to memorize it. And if you can't remember it, you have to listen to the entire thing again. So having the expert there to write it down and then reread it back to you may make it easier, even if they don't do any work, you know?
yeah. Psych Refusal now looking through their 3D tunnels. Not much in terms of symbols that are given to them from where they have traveled, which
Pattern cube.
Zach's checking
that
his
would make
answer.
that would make me feel upset if I didn't have a ton of symbols to look at in 3D tunnels.
Oh yeah, I'd be very sad. And that's correct
Synesthesia, pattern cube.
This
As
one
a
is at the
smiley
bottom
face
left at Bravo 2.
stalls.
Yes.
Fast forward up,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is the one I'm scared about, so let's not submit this until the end of the bomb, but line up.
Yes.
How did it solve?
Nope. I just saved one page for last because I didn't want to listen to it again. 359.
Okay.
Okay,
With
Zach.
that,
I just knew it was
has
24, so I just set it at
beaten
27,
Refusal
then it was
Refusal
wrong,
this
so I
one,
did
and
28.
it's now 2-0, so they have won this
I wrote
set.
down everything on that
They
bomb.
have officially won the set with Zach's very, very blunt diffusing. Oh boy. Oh, we love Zach. If you'd like, we're gonna keep taking a look at Refusals Defusals bomb, and then afterwards, we're still gonna take a look at bomb 3 because who knows? Refusal Defusal may have won it.
Wish we could switch the audio right now, but we actually can't.
Thanks, E10. But I guess we'll use this time to kind of recap because we don't have to talk over the teams. What do you think about Zach being extremely blunt with his defusal strategies?
I mean, getting confirmation from experts is generally something that you should be doing for certain modules. Like, there are some experts that I diffuse with, they always double check on certain modules, like, and now I can't think of examples. I had plenty of them in my mind a second ago. What happened to them?
I mean, like, Cube is one of them. You have to make sure you did your math right, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean more of transmitting the answer from the expert back to the diffuser.
Ah, yeah. In that case, you could probably say something like a cycle, like a hill cycle, or something like those lines.
I think like other thing is Game of Life and Krill Game of Life. It's kind of implemented it to the common strategy to get the column count, and that way you can ensure that the read you're giving out and the answer you're giving back is correct.
Yeah. And it looks like there's
I saw a black
30
page
seconds.
solved. Looks like all the unsolved are right in front of them. Yellow, 3D tunnels, and Sinus.
Yeah, they're not getting synesthesia.
Yeah, it takes a while to even submit.
Or even
Like-
get a read.
I don't think they've touched it, and
With that,
This
I
one-
think that's an explosion on 8 solves. Yeah.
So Cloudburst, if we put the matchup aside, has solved both their bombs, which is very nice. And Refusal Defusal went from 9 solves to 8 solves. So hopefully, they'll be able to solve their last bomb. You know, it doesn't matter that much. Still nice to see.
It's always nice to have a diffused green light on every single module. So, with that being said, I think we could probably move into bomb number 3, shall we, Espic?
I wonder how many people have left the premiere though by this point.
Probably quite a few. But for those of you who are sticking around, we thank you very much for sticking around because we have a lot of fun talking.
We've also had a lot of fun competing, and our match will be broadcasted tomorrow, I want to say.
I want to say if this video is going live on Wednesday, then our match is going to be broadcasted on Thursday.
Anyway, so
Okay.
here we have the neutral bomb. We'll be hearing audio from Refusal
2
Defusal.
batteries, 2
And
holders.
all of the modules that were not vetoed away,
Unlit,
that we haven't
Sierra,
seen yet, will be
November,
on this
Delta.
bomb. So we see stuff like Lion's Share,
Serial number
Ars Goetia,
is 3,
Identification,
Mike,
Assignment
8,
States,
Victor,
Hexamaze.
Echo, 8.
I haven't seen what's on the
1
other side, the
serial,
We
front
also
one
are
side.
seeing
VVI,
Valves as our staff pick, meaning that there
one
was either 2 teams that
RJ,
vetoed away either
Ethernet,
Character Shift or Color Math, or 1 team vetoed each. Cell Lab's on here, as well as we have another censorship, as there can be duplicates. Usually each team are going to see 2 of their modules duplicated onto another bomb.
Matt.
In this case, we see
Hexmaze,
Basic Morse and
pink,
Censorship, and
peg
I believe
at 5,
it is
4.
Button
Down
Sequences
triangle at 4, 1.
and Varicolor.
Hex at 5, 3. Hex
And Cell
at
Lab
7,
is very
4.
interesting. I don't fully understand it myself, but basically you have to see the angles and
Jenny,
RGB
Valves,
colors to get
black,
an HSV
white,
value.
White, gold.
That's most of the extent of what I know about the module.
It's all expert stuff. Us diffusers don't care.
Matt, Cell Lab.
I mean, our team is
Page
facing
1 is
Cloudburst
M1,
next week,
M3.
and I'm not going to say if we vetoed it or
184,
not, but Cell Lab would be
238,
kind of a doozy as a diffuser from what I've
143.
seen.
Yeah, it's
Page
something you
2,
have to kind of
M2,
like focus on what
M3.
you really need to read.
129.
Yeah, there's
178,
not a lot of information
85.
you need to read. It's kind of like FE in some way. There's all the information there, but
Page
you don't
3,
need all of
M1,
it.
M3.
FE being short for
56.
Forget Everything, in case if you didn't know.
243, 15.
There we see Ars Goetia on Cloudburst, where you have to recognize some...
Hi, Ars Goetia.
That was a sound I did not want to hear. I don't know what symbols those
Danny,
are,
your
but they
book
seem
one?
to be like...
I think they represent like
5 seconds or starting at
demons,
140.
I believe.
Got it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Golf.
And
X-ray.
I took a look through there.
Golf,
There's a lot
Victor,
of very
Charlie,
complex symbols in
Victor,
there.
Alpha,
Doesn't seem too hard to
Bob,
EFM this, but
Kilo,
doing it
Zulu,
across a voice
Tango,
bomb, unless if you
Golf,
practiced,
Foxtrot,
can be
Lima,
very difficult.
Victor,
Looks like both teams are doing
Foxtrot,
censorship
Zulu,
around the same time,
Golf,
meaning they're both going to see that
Yankee,
double golf at the
Yankee,
beginning there.
That's good.
November.
It's a little bit of a desync, but I think that could be just a lag.
Yeah.
What else do we have? We have colored switches, which I've heard people say that the colorblind support for colored switches is not that good.
And as you can see, why?
I am fortunate enough to not be colorblind, but I do use colorblind mode for certain modules. Like on my EFM list, I use colorblind mode for the Xenocrypts because blue looks like cyan to me.
Yeah, another one where it's really useful is something like
Matt, how are you
juxtacolored
doing
squares. We have a lot of different colors
I
we have
am
to
not
name,
doing
so being able
Hexmaze.
to match a letter to them kind of allows you
I
to
started
have
Cell Lab.
more flexibility with reading.
You can see Cloudburst solved their censorship,
Really?
and
Okay.
I'm surprised that the module burning doesn't blow up the bomb.
All right.
Matt.
I mean,
Are you
you'd
at
think
Bob?
if there's explosives inside, it would probably do something.
I think so.
Okay, start with page 1.
Papa Golf 2.20.
Okay.
75, 150, 240.
Yep.
One thing
All
I've
on.
seen on some,
Next page.
not Censorship Cell Lab is some of the
Okay.
correct information is already
Kilo
submitted.
Tango
Yep.
Kind of like already
2.86.
there as the module
Um,
generates.
I cannot change the first one.
Ooh, that looks like
First
it's the
what?
right
First
answer.
number? What?
Split mass. I cannot change that.
Looks like we've got. an
Okay, please
incorrect
be
answer there.
specific. Next
I don't
page.
consider the letter to be.
Delta. Next page. Delta Victor.
At least this module
2.20.
doesn't strike at all.
It does not strike. It doesn't.
I cannot change that number.
Okay, I'll double check those.
Cloudburst now going through button sequence. Doesn't seem to have that many holds so far. As I say
There
that,
it
there's a hold.
is. You jinxed it, Espic. You jinxed it.
Yeah, maybe I should shut up.
Foxtrot.
See, refusal defusal is submitting censorship.
That is
It is
correct.
correct.
1-1 right now.
I
Yes.
noticing the brightness
What
on their
is the
game is a little
value
bit off.
that
The
you can't
valve's
change?
gold color should be probably
For
shinier
page
than that,
3,
but
0.88.
not affecting how the module's
For
played.
page 2, 0.22.
Well, okay.
I think it's called mod
Danny, I'm
quality
gonna
that you have
read your lines,
to change your brightness settings to.
Okay.
I do not think that's a default option.
I'm also going to read you.
And you have to
color
change it. You can't change it in the
Okay.
game either. You have to like
Start lines,
press
share.
a certain button
number
combination
is
as the game
15.
loads.
Interesting.
Our
As we
Huntress,
see,
or
we're now
Head
both
Huntress
both teams
is-
are looking
so
at
in all
Lion
caps.
Share, which
Kilo
traditionally
India,
has
Alpha,
been
Romeo,
a
Alpha.
very unforgiving and not well
Next,
liked. Well, I haven't seen not well liked,
Tango,
but a lot of people
Alpha,
don't like
Kilo,
this module.
Alpha. Next,
It can be a little
Sierra,
bit.
India,
There's not really a
Mike,
good guide for it, and the
Bravo,
table
Alpha.
that exists for it can be a
Next,
little bit confusing
Bravo,
at first to look
Oscar,
at.
Golf, Alpha. Next, Romeo,
Based on more
Alpha,
Up
November,
now has
India.
2 solves,
Next,
2 refusal defusals, 1
Mike,
solve.
Uniform, Foxtrot, Alpha, Sierra,
And it looks
Alpha.
like they are
Next,
submitting
Kilo,
Cell
Oscar,
Lab.
Victor, Uniform.
When the module submits, the
Total
entire
7.
screen will go away, and you're just left with a cell.
Okay.
And
That
indicate
means you've
that
done a
it's
good
solved.
job.
Colored switches is
Mm-hmm.
0, 1, 0, 1,
Looks like it's
1.
also giving them a little bit of trouble.
Aqua, blue. Aqua, aqua, green.
Idle.
Okay, Matt. Cell up?
All right. Hex maze.
Okay, hex maze. Ready.
Top left, bottom left, up.
This is
Top
another
left
way
out.
where we see.
Top left out.
This is another way.
Yeah.
Another time where we kind of see different ways
That is
people like to
correct.
diffuse different mods.
Okay,
A lot of people for
please
Hexamaze will actually
reread the
choose
numbers
to
at the
read
bottom
out the
for pages 2 and
solution
3.
as clock face numbers, so you
Page
don't
2
accidentally
is
do top
129,
and then left.
187,
I mean, you can't do left, but
85.
it's kind of a newer method that's been adopted
Page
Next
3
page.
relatively recently,
is
but I think people have used it for like
56,
at least a year
56.
now.
Yeah.
And Twitch Plays also has a
243.
command to
15.
input clock numbers.
Okay, that doesn't explain that one. But for
I
the second
personally
page,
like
it's
clock
locked at
faces.
2.2.
Yes.
Same here.
Okay, so let's do
That's
that
a
one.
little bit
Ambiguous.
quicker.
And
I
it's
understand
also
where that
quicker
came
to
from
say.
now. That's going to be 2.2, then 75,
Um,
75.
I could not change.
Yeah, I don't know how
the
Cell
split
Lab
angle.
works
It's stuck at
in its
90.
entirety, so I'm not too sure why they're not able to
God.
change that split angle, but something tells me they could have like changed to look at a
The only
different
one I
cell.
can change is child 1
I'm not
angle.
too sure. So I
So
could
basically, for everything,
Okay, give me
Cell Lab
something
makes
else.
you
Simon
calculate
States, all
everything,
4.
but
Okay.
you don't have to submit
Core
everything
switches
because
real
some of
quick.
it's already submitted for you.
Yes, Danny, go.
232.
2, 3, 2. 0, 0, 1, 0, 1.
Top left.
Eh. Interesting.
Blue.
Remember how you said binary read for pattern cube, and now I have a
Green.
binary read for colored switches.
They just like binary, man.
Blue, yellow,
Speaking
green.
of binary, there's some binary in that basic Morse on the top right there.
Hey.
Red. Or green, red. Green, red.
What would that be actually? That would be 7 plus 64.
Green.
So 71 plus
Green, red, green.
32. Which
Yeah.
would be 93. No, excuse me, that's 103.
Green.
Can't do math.
Procyon, shut up. I know you're watching.
Green,
this.
red, green, green.
Procyon is 100% just flaming Espic right now for his inability
Basic
to do math.
Morse.
Yep.
1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1.
At least it's
0,
not as
1,
bad as the
0,
time where I messed
0,
up a
0,
math
0.
question on a KTaNE Jeopardy
Plus
event.
0.
Where I thought that
0,
9
1,
times
1
16 was
plus
112
1,
when it was
0.
actually
1 plus
I don't
0.
remember what it was, but it's not 112.
5 plus 1. 3, 3.
One thing that's
plus
somewhat
0,
useful
6.
about Lion Share, even though it
4
strikes you,
plus
is you can't
3.
accidentally kill the
4,
wrong lion.
4
It'll
plus
strike you if you
2,
try to kill
5.
the wrong lion.
That is it.
Thank God.
So your current solve count is 5 Cloudburst, 3
Matt, can I
refusal
also
defusal.
define
Not a
sequence?
ton of solve. Excuse me, 6 solves for Cloudburst now. Not
Yeah.
a whole lot has been solved by either at this
Ready?
point.
Yeah.
Cloudburst
Red,
just getting
abort
over halfway
square.
done. Kind of looks like they're
Yellow,
going to be
press
submitting
square.
their modules now. With
Blue, hold square.
a lot of people or teams will sometimes submit models in groups.
Danny, how's it going?
You can
Probably
kind
just to
of see
avoid
that
striking
on
early.
I have color switches.
Benjamin's bomb, which
Okay.
Yaba and I commented on
1-3-1.
last week. You would see him
1, 3, 1.
hold up all of his modules
2,
and
5,
then
3.
submit them all at the end
2,
of the floor.
5, 3,
4, 5.
4, 5. That is correct. Good job.
Valves, I think it's all 3.
All 3?
Can we
Yes.
get some dudes in the chat? Thank
That
you.
is correct. Good job. 5 out of 11. 4 minutes and 30
Can
seconds.
you
remaining.
use emotes on YouTube Live?
Danny, let's do
Yes,
their
you
colored
can.
squares.
Hmm.
Or Matt, do you have my buttons?
I knew that. I just
No.
remember. I was on a stream
Danny,
once
your
and
colored
someone spammed loads of emotes in chat message,
Red
and
flashing,
we all
blue,
laughed because you were in a
magenta,
call.
green.
Red flashing, blue, magenta, green.
It's even funnier if you saw the preceding
Magenta.
messages. I don't know where that stream is
Magenta
because it's been like a
flashing,
couple of years,
Blue, yellow, magenta.
and it wasn't on my channel. It was some
Yellow.
random guy's channel.
Yellow flashing, yellow,
Defusal,
green.
defusal now tackling varicolored.
Mm-hmm.
Flashing, yellow. Magenta,
Magenta flashing, red, blue, green.
green,
Cloudburst
Green
now working on
flashing,
Arsco
magenta,
Asia.
green, red.
Another module that is very hard to describe stuff if you do not know
magenta,
or haven't practiced. Like Simoe Maze
magenta
as
flashing,
well.
red, blue, magenta.
I know some people have certain like strategies in order to narrow it down by, say, naming
Blue
the number
flashing,
of circles
blue.
that exist on the module or something.
can you do red?
It's not applicable to every symbol, but that can
That
help.
is done.
Unsolved
Denny,
for
let's do demon or
refusal
button
is
sequence?
button sequence, Arsco Asia, Cell Lab, and
Let's do
Basic
demon.
Morse,
And
and
Demon?
one
Lion
more.
Share.
It's got
Lion Share.
wings.
Lion Share. Alright.
9 circles total.
Both teams still having
There's
some
a big
major
cross
issues on the
in
cell
this
lab.
top center, and kind of like a big U with 2 like swirls on both ends of it around the cross in the big center.
Cloudburst now starting varicolored squares. Or
Are
at least
the
expressing
9
it
circles
there, 'cause
divided
that's
into
pretty
like
easy, and
3
You don't need to
sections?
Yes.
Okay.
tell the
Farlos,
expert that.
Foxtrot, Lima, Alpha, Uniform, Romeo, Oscar, Sierra, submit.
1 out of 3.
Again,
honestly, this
I
one
did
looks
not
like
need
a
to hear
mask.
I'm pretty sure you can disable that.
There's 3 circles up top. Below
Well, regardless,
the middle circle is
Eli-
kind of
even if you
upside
could,
down
Elias
cross.
would want
On
mod
the
settings
bottom
to
is kind of
remain
what I would call the
consistent,
mask.
so
Yeah,
I
There's
don't
2
think you could.
circles inside of the loops on the ends
Interesting
of the mask.
because this module is inspired by some other modules
It
by
also
Big
could be a
Crunch
mouse.
that have identification in the name. And the
With what-
symbol
what,
in
Matt?
question that you need to
Basic Morse is vertical,
tell
and
the
I have
expert
buttons.
goes away after some time, but in here it doesn't.
Bertical.
Which, in a sense, makes it slightly more forgiving.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
What are my
The
buttons,
symbols
Matt?
are harder to describe
Hold
than
1, press 3.
pictures of plants from Plants
White.
vs. Zombies or items from Binding
7.
of Isaac.
Refusal Defusal
Demons
actually
ready.
gave out button sequences as a read instead of doing it
Let me
interactively.
read the
That's
next one from Matt
interesting.
first. Red, detonate circle. Yellow, detonate
I
square.
haven't seen that before.
Blue, hold circle.
I've seen it with wire sequence,
Danny?
but wire sequence is
Alpha,
much quicker.
Golf, Alpha, Romeo, Echo, Sierra, submit.
Okay.
Hi.
This one's just a bunch of square lines. You have 2 circles, top right and top left. You've got a cross kind of middle center. And in bottom
Kind of
left,
looks like
there's a sharp
a
point that kind of
Maze
goes
in
out
some sort.
at a 60-degree angle and then kind of goes onto a corner.
Anyway, less than a minute left for
55
both
seconds.
teams now. They haven't
Buttons,
struck
press
in at
1.
all, which is quite
Impressive.
interesting.
And that's a solve for ours go
Blue,
show.
detonate
Now they're
hex.
gonna see
Yeah.
if they can get this
Red,
damn cell
hold
lab.
square. Yellow, press
That's all they
square.
have left to do.
40 seconds.
But it seems like this is what's giving them all
Where are
the
the 2
issues.
circles located?
I mean,
Top
once all
left,
the
top
information entered is correct, the module is automatically solved. So
Is there a cross in
frantically.
the center?
if there's only one bit of
Like
information
outside
left
of the
to
bunch
enter,
of square, like square shape, yes.
Oh, never mind. That's not.
Buttons. Press 2, 3, hold 1.
Another hold.
I have the
Blue,
demon, by the way.
teal.
2. Oh, teal? No, that's a 0.
Oof.
Well, that's a strike.
Ah.
That was.
Anyway,
Demon?
Blue.
4.
you see that Cloudburst has solved
2.
their cell lab,
Which
finishing with
means they've
15
solved the
seconds. And it is a 3-0.
Submit it, and
A sweep.
I need to. I need to see the. I don't know why I can't. I'm just. I'm not gonna
And
curse,
with
but I
that,
feel like cursing. I'm
that
re-
will be it for this match.
Definitely a lot of fun to commentate. You know, we could tell you the scores, but why would we do that? We're gonna send you over to watch Yaba tomorrow because he, as always, has the out-of-town scoreboard and also our match because we don't even know how we did.
Hmm. I mean, I've seen it, but we're not allowed to say anything.
Because you guys have to watch tomorrow's stream. But this has been a lot of fun. Any thoughts about, like, you know, how the teams did in comparison to one another? Because they've had very different strategies for defusing their bombs.
I mean, whatever works, works.
It's definitely fair. All right, so that brings negative creativity. Not negative creativity. What am I thinking? Lol. That brings Cloudburst to have a second win and Refusal Defusal taking their second loss. But that's not over for them because, as always, we still have week 3.
And week 4.
Yeah.
Actually, no, only just week 3.
Yeah, it's just week 3, but then we have the semifinals, finals, etc. The quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals.
The fact that there are 4 teams kind of confused me for a second.
Yeah. But until then, you guys should go watch Yaba's stream tomorrow. But until I see you guys next time, my name is MCD573, and that is...
I was gonna. My name is Esvik.
And we'll see you all next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.